Good morning, friends. You got gourd, you're hurt and hippie, and it is Friday. Thank goodness it's Friday. Peace and cheers, love and harmony. You've already read the title, you cheated. I haven't made it yet. But I'm talking about impaired driving in the new world. And I have a really complicated, deep, and maybe I don't fully understand my position yet. I think I found what I'm going to do in regards to protecting myself from that, but uh, but my position on it is washy, and I'll say why. When it comes to alcohol, alcohol was studied really well. The laws for impaired driving developed from studies, and the studies proved without much doubt at all that you drink, you become a worse driver. Period. There really isn't much of a question when it comes to drunk driving. High driving, I've been watching for a couple of years, especially now that Colorado and Washington and we've got some places where studies can really be made. And most of those studies have come forward saying that it's really kind of dependent upon the person. And, well, I've seen studies that go all the way from saying a stone driver, as long as they've waited just a bit after getting high, is a better driver than a straight driver, and for sure way better than an impaired driver, a drunk driver. Because of we are more cautious, we are more careful, we are more cognizant of our impairment. When you are drunk, you think you're Superman. When you are high, you know that your abilities have been lessened, and you make up for that. You compensate. You don't compensate when you're drunk. In fact, you think you can fly. When you're drunk, you know that when you're high, not only can't you fly, but walking you better be careful. You know what I mean? So you take it more cautiously, you take it more cleanly. That's the common sense thought. But of course you have to have limits. But currently, the tests in Canada are going to be, I believe, some kind of saliva, or it's going to be a THC count test. And I don't think that's fair. I think it's got to be behavioral. Are you cognizant? Because no matter what, I will fail a THC test. Even right now. All I've had this morning is a dab of CBD and a pill of CBD. That pill is a 20 to 1, so it's only got 1 milligram of THC in it. 19 milligrams, 20 milligrams of CBD. I've had no THC, but if they were to test me right now, because I'm a heavy user and very high tolerance, so I have to take a fair amount to get what I need, I will always test high in THC. But I'm not impaired. I just drove my son to school and came back here, and all I've had is this is coffee number 2, although it's a big cup. So, where does that leave you? Canadian laws, I don't even know where they came up with how much THC in your system equals impaired, but it's wrong. However, we live in a society of laws, and we have to work within the laws that are given us and work to change the laws that are wrong. And I do think over the next 5 to 10 years, understanding the impaired driver will become more known. But at the same time, driverless cars are coming. I really say that within 5 or 10 years, you will have government mandates saying, let's get drivers off the road. They need to all have driverless kits. So I do think the era of being impaired while driving is going to end because you won't drive anymore. I think that's coming, but until then, I want to be safe. I don't want to get arrested for just driving my son to school. So, let's just say what I plan to do, and I do agree, like too much THC can make driving difficult, and that is why I slow down and I be more cautious, and I'm probably not going to cause any trouble. But I'm doing that because I don't think that I have my wits totally about me if I have too much medicine. And I often will say, I'm going nowhere. I've had a couple of dopes. Me and my son is 90% CBD guy. He did it to quit smoking, and he does it for anxiety. But even at night, he'll say, you know what? Too much CBD and a little bit of THC built up in my system, not going anywhere. It's taking responsibility for yourself. I do a lot of driving. I love driving, and I used to take a lot of flour with me and stop every half hour, 45 minutes, and have a toke and really just enjoy myself. But you know, I don't do that anymore. I will live within these rules, and I'll hope that maybe all of us together can slowly work on changing the rules and understanding it better, but the rules may become moot. Or as in Friends, Joey said, moo. They become moo. Yeah, the point is moo. It's a cow's opinion. Who cares? So, my friends, peace and cheers. Take that moo point with you and see if your cow cares.